What really happens when a modern air defense system suddenly loses its eyes? Recent reports point to something striking. The radar of the S-350 Vityaz was reportedly destroyed in the Donetsk region. This isn't just another component. The radar is the core of detection, the starting point of the entire air defense chain. It's what allows the system to identify threats, track targets, and guide responses. Without it, even the most advanced system struggles to function effectively. It's like losing sight in the middle of a high-threat environment. Now think about the impact on the ground. When the radar is no longer operational, every decision slows down. Targets that could once be detected from a distance might only appear when they're already close. That dramatically reduces reaction time. In modern warfare, speed is everything. A delay of just a few seconds can determine whether a system survives or becomes the next target. Situations like this create intense pressure for nearby units, forcing them to operate with far less information than they're used to. What makes this even more interesting is that it didn't happen in isolation. In another area, around Melitopol, the Tor M2 was also reportedly destroyed. This system is typically used as a close-range protective layer, designed to counter threats like drones, guided bombs, or cruise missiles. In many scenarios, it acts as the last line of defense before an incoming threat reaches its target. So when this layer is also compromised, the multi-layered protection that air defense relies on begins to show cracks. These two incidents raise a bigger question. Is this just coincidence or part of a larger pattern? In modern military operations, disabling air defense is rarely random. There's usually a sequence. Detection systems are weakened first, then close-range protection is reduced, and only after that do follow-up strikes take place. If that pattern is unfolding here, then what we're seeing isn't just another strike. It could be part of a broader, more calculated approach. So how were these systems actually hit? So far, there's no strong indication of large missile strikes or conventional air attacks. There's no clear sign of a massive strike wave that would normally be easy to detect. Instead, what stands out is something quieter, harder to track, and often arriving with little to no warning. This points toward a more flexible method, one that relies less on sheer firepower and more on precision and timing. This is where many analysts begin to focus on one key possibility: combat drones, or loitering munitions. These systems have a unique advantage. They can fly low, avoid detection, and remain in the target area for extended periods. They don't need to strike immediately. They can observe, track movement patterns, and wait for the perfect moment to hit the most vulnerable point. That makes them highly effective against assets like radar systems or air defense units that are normally well protected. If this approach is confirmed, it suggests a shift in how strikes are being carried out. It's no longer just about who has the biggest firepower. It's about who can find the smallest gap and exploit it. Radar becomes a priority target because once that eye is gone, everything behind it is affected. Meanwhile, systems like Tor, designed to protect, can become vulnerable themselves once coordination starts to break down. The effects don't stop at a single point. When one layer of defense weakens, the surrounding area feels it. Units may need to reposition. Some might pull back. Others may have to operate under higher risk. This creates a chain reaction that amplifies the original impact. In the short term, it opens gaps. In the long term, it can force broader strategic adjustments across the entire area. And now the bigger question. If systems like the S-350 and Tor can be hit in this way, how prepared are modern defenses for threats that are becoming harder to predict? Is this an isolated incident, or a signal that warfare itself is shifting from large-scale force to quieter, more precise, and harder to detect methods? The full answer may not be clear yet. But one thing is certain: when a defense system starts losing its eyes, the entire dynamic on the battlefield begins to change.